your trees.
Mine. Oh, windstorm, big windstorm. Bunch of trees came down, but
Call the meeting to order for July 15th, 2024. Roll call of the members.
Leaders?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Larson?
Here.
Chapman?
Here.
Dolores is absent for this meeting.
So we've had a chance to read the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes or to make corrections?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion passed?
Yep.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And motion carried. So I'll read the statement. The public hearings will be conducted pursuant to the Commission's rules of procedure. We will first hear the report of the planning director on the detailed information and observations regarding the request before the commission, if not done so in written form prior to the hearing. Next, we will take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I will call upon members of the audience wishing to be heard concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those opposed to it. At any time during the presentation of testimony, the members of commission may interrupt to ask questions or to make comments on what has been said. Upon completion of all testimony, the applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to the commission. Upon completion of the applicant's closing statement, I will entertain a motion from the commission to close the public hearing on the request. The commission reserves the right to ask questions of any member of the audience. However, we will not hear any unsolicited statements unless the public hearing is first reopened. Each speaker addressing this commission shall step forward to the podium and state their name and address before proceeding with their testimony or evidence. This commission shall not be bound by strict rules of evidence, but does reserve the right to exclude evidence or testimony that it may deem to be irrelevant, immaterial, incompetent, or unduly repetitious. As chairman, I will rule on all questions relating to the admissibility of evidence, which may be overruled by a majority of the commission. Continuances may be granted by the commission in case for good cause shown to any interested party who has entered their appearance. The commission may request a continuance of a hearing for the purpose of giving further notice, taking further evidence, gathering further information, touring the proposed site, or for such other reasons as the commission may find sufficient. In such case, we shall state the specific reasons for the continuance and set a date, time, and place when the matter will be continued. All official actions of this commission will be made at a public meeting by motion made, seconded, and a polling of the membership. If conditions are imposed, such conditions shall be included in the motion or amendment thereto. Our final decision will be prepared in writing and will be part of the public record of this commission.
I'll make a motion to open public hearing for case number sub 2024-04.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. All in favor and say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. So the motion is carried and the public hearing is open. And then Matt.
So we can have either Mike Collins or his representatives come up and give your presentation.
Members of the commission, Mike Geyer with Snyder and Associates, 231 Bennett Avenue, Council Bluffs, representing the owner, Mike Collins. Mr. Collins is in the audience here as well, along with Taryn Mike as the land surveyor for Snyder and Associates. The project is fairly straightforward. I know I'm sure you all have copies of this as well. But the parcel is located outside of the city of Crescent, is south of and outside the corporate limits of the city of Crescent. The proposed project includes 3 lots, dividing the existing parcel into 3 lots. That's originally started out that Mike wanted to look at perhaps putting in a road, cul-de-sac street, and there were a lot of challenges with the grades out there and the slopes and things like that, and it just didn't come together as we had met and talked about previously. So as it turns out, the adjoining owner to the north is interested in a portion of this as well. So that adjoining owner is looking at acquiring this lot. So this would not necessarily be a standalone single-family lot. And then Mr. Collins he currently resides in the existing house that's up front here in Lot 2. And his intent is to build back on Lot 3, utilizing a shared access where the existing driveway is, so we wouldn't be adding any more driveways along Old Lincoln Highway. So really the only thing that would happen as far as any changes in how things are now would be a house in the rear. I don't know, Mike, if you had anything else you wanted to add or?
Yeah. Mike Collins, 23094 Crescent. He explained it really well. I'm just wanting to get that separate lot in the back to possibly build a shed or a house at, or possibly even sell. I don't know what our long-term goals are, but I just know that it'll make the property better for the house in the front. We're not really thrilled with the house in the front. I mean, it's nice, but we'd like to build something of our own. So we're probably gonna parcel that off, sell the house that we're currently residing in, and then build something that's better suited for us in the back.
So you currently live on lot 2 on that map?
Correct. Yeah, we live on
And
that
lot
piece.
1, the neighbor to the north is interested in it?
Lot 1 has nothing at all in it. The neighbor to the north, who's actually in attendance tonight, he's looking to acquire that piece. He's already we've worked out like at least a purchase deal with him on that. If we get this done, then he's gonna take that parcel and he just wants to join it to his property, and perhaps he'll come up and speak what his plans are, but I think his basic plan is just, he didn't want the subdivision and he'd like to have the property for his forever home, so.
Okay.
We'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
So let me ask you this, so if the deal doesn't go through on the lot 1, so how are you gonna get access to it? They're gonna utilize that same driveway for lot 1.
For lot 1 and 2, yeah, we're gonna do a shared driveway right there where, I already got
Lot 1 is the piece to the
Oh, for
north.
him.
So lot
Access
1
from
would
his-
not have an access here.
You would not have an
Because it
access,
would
so let's
join.
hypothetically, because it's not a done deal yet.
Right.
So how do you get to lot 1?
Well, it has frontage.
Oh, yeah, frontage, but where the
Right, so it
right,
has frontage onto a public roadway. It
okay,
just does
it has
not
access
have,
to the,
does not have a,
permission from the county to get access.
right, any accesses would have to go through secondary roads.
Where
for
the secondary
any-
roads department goes out and they.
Access permits.
wouldn't this be part of the deal before they come here?
Well,
I have no plans to ever put a road. You're talking about 100-foot drop to Old Lincoln.
Sorry,
We'll
you
wait
can't
till-
speak unless you come up to the podium. There'll be a chance.
Probably a chance, we're just
Yeah,
conversation.
sorry.
when we did the staff report, we did it based on the uh,
2 lots instead of 3?
no, we did it on 3 lots, but we did it feeling Jerry was going to buy the property, join it together. There was no need for an entrance then. So we did not make anyone secure
Okay.
a separate entrance for lot 1.
But you're saying that even if, say, the deal doesn't go through and you keep all 3 lots, you would access all 3 lots from the existing?
No.
They
you
can't.
You
You
can't?
can't access.
So how does this go even through if this is a subdevelopment?
Well, if the ownership doesn't change, I mean, Mr. Collins can access the property once he,
Right.
there's one access and get anywhere he wants.
So this is just help me understand this. So this is a proposal for development. The development consists of 3 lots, right? Right now, we have 1 access point for 3 lots. And that's what they're proposing. Right now, that doesn't make sense. If you got somebody else buying it, why is this part of a development?
So the proposal came to you all
Right,
with the knowledge that the neighbor to the north is
Right.
purchasing this lot, right?
okay,
If that had not been the case
Uh-huh.
and this lot here was for sale, then they would have gone to the county engineer's office and said, we have entrance permits designated for here and for here. But because the buyer over here is known, we didn't take that step and have
Okay.
to go to that. But
okay.
it would be easy enough to go back and say, hey, give us the clearance on where you're gonna put the entrance at here. And they would say, designate the spot and say, there you go, that's your entrance.
And, the first step prior to coming to this meeting is a sketch plat application, which John Rasmussen, who is the county engineer, reviewed. And he's okay with giving an entrance somewhere along that,
If it were needed.
if it's needed, yes.
I would say that out of all of the minor subs and even considerations for major subdivisions that we've had come through the office so far, years past up through now, the county engineer's office has been way more involved on each proposal that has come before on this parcel specifically. So when it was originally up for consideration on potentially a major subdivision, we had direct meetings in my office with the county engineer, and Snyder Associates Engineering was there. And then again, when the sketch plat went through, just making sure that what was gonna happen there was going on before.
Yeah.
Sent that.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to come forward and speak in favor?
Gerald McNerney, 23430 Old Lincoln Highway, Crescent, Iowa. Just wanted to say, when I first got the news about the previous development, was not excited. So I talked to Mike. I think he called me about taking some land down for his grading. And so I was strongly opposed to that. So we kind of talked over the time about changing that. So we came across this current development, which he owns my skyline of pine trees. So it's the last thing on earth. I wanted that to go away. So we'd buy that 10 acres and it's positioned diagonal. So more of the trees are on my property, and we'd take it and maybe put a UTV path back there, but no zero plans for development or changing anything that's currently there.
So you're wanting to buy lot one, or you're planning on?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if he does buy lot one, probably administratively, we'll have the auditor join them to join us. Yes,
Yeah, parcels.
and it'll be one parcel.
We have a legal lease agreement with the purchase contract right now that's in the works.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Thanks.
If anyone is opposed, you can come forward.
Joan Rattay, 23016 Old Lincoln Highway, and our property borders is, and I am opposed to it because he has already removed several side dumpers of dirt from there, and I'm pretty sure there's rules against that. And it has already caused drainage problems, and I do have photos. We have rivers of water going through our property, which is killing off our grass in our front and our back area. And we spoke to him about this. And first it was gonna be 3 or 4 houses he was gonna put up. Then it was 14 to 16. He said he would put up silt barrier or put up some kind of barriers to stop that. He did not. And I put a measuring tape out. I don't know how close you can dig. Maybe it's clear up to the fence line. I don't know. But it's within 14 feet of our fence line, and it's a big ditch that he has dug. So what's gonna happen when that falls? Because there's no kind of anything to prevent that dirt from falling. So who's gonna be liable for that? And I do have photos. I can show you. They're not very good because our computer's on the blink because of the storm damage out there. So if you'd like to see them, I can show you. Who would you like me to give them
You can
to?
bring them up, yeah.
And I'm sorry for the quality because my computer needs new cartridges. And I did not go on his property, and you can see my tape measure is not straight because I did
So
it from,
I'm just trying to go off his map. So I see the pine trees that he had mentioned. Is that looking,
that's looking over towards his property. And he has hauled in construction debris and burned it on his property, and I've witnessed that. And when we were out of town, we saw on the Crescent Gossip, as I call it, it's the Crescent Community page, that there was an explosion. He stopped the fire department from going back there because he said it was a controlled burn. And I've talked to Pam from your office and she was very nice and she said you cannot do that. And you can
I
see,
checked with, I checked with the DNR, and they did go out on that incident and sent Mr. Collins a letter
Okay.
regarding the burn.
and he does not live there full time, it appears. He comes out on the weekends and enjoys the place on the weekends, and I believe he's gotten a homestead credit. And I don't care what anyone does as long as it's not destroying our property. His plates say Louisiana, so I don't know where he lives. And originally, we were told if we wanted to split up our property, it had to be 5-acre lots. He's talking about 2-acre lots.
County code's 2 acres.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine. And that's all I have to say. I mean, if we have to follow the rules, Mr. Collins should have to follow the rules. And that's all I have to say. And the dirt was removed months ago. And it's Los Hills dirt. I mean, I believe there's some rules about,
Yeah,
moving.
I don't know them, but I'm sure there is, yeah.
so that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe the letter you guys have is from Joan. Do you want your letter read as well?
Read it. It's pretty much what I said, but you can read it.
So to whom it may concern, Pottawattamie County Board of Supervisors and Chairman Jill Chapman. We, Mike Wyatt and Joan, and I apologize if I mess up your last
It's
name.
Rattay.
Rattay, live next door to the property owned by Mike Collins on Old Lincoln Highway. This is in regard to the subdivision he is planning to put in. We are opposed to this because of his blatant disregard of county rules and regulations. He has already dug and removed multiple side dumper loads of dirt without permits. This has already caused drainage issues to our front and back lots. We asked him to put up silt barrier. He said he would build a berm. He didn't. We have more water coming through our lot now than ever. It's flooding our livestock pen and silting in our back and front lawns, killing off the grass. He's also been hauling in construction debris and burning it out back. While we were on vacation recently, we saw that an explosion had been reported on his property. I can only assume it was something that was hauled in the debris. We have no problem with legal burns, but not plastic pipe and etc. He blocked the fire department from going back there and said he didn't need them because it was a controlled burn. Okay. He has dug a road/ravine within 5 to 8 feet, guesstimating, of our fence line. Again, no permit. What happens to our property if that collapses? He has no respect for rules. These hills are a part of the lowest hills. Not 100% sure, but I think there are rules about disrupting that dirt and how much you can legally move off of your property. Not to mention the debris in the side dumpers left down
Sorry.
Lincoln Hallway. That's okay. I, Joan, personally spoke with him, and first it was 3 to 4 homes, then it was 16. So what is it? It says should. Your consideration in this matter is appreciated. Any questions, comments?
Any addressing her concerns?
No, I mean, we got just full disclosure. I mean, there's things in here that we cannot address. They're not, there's civil matters that we're not really, our board doesn't do that, but, yeah, no, I don't have questions.
So applicant, you may make a closing statement if you'd like.
You're gonna add, if you're more.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to exclude you.
My name is Glenn Hanson. I live at 23095 Old Lincoln Highway, directly across the street. I'm neither against it or for it. But my question is, what if on that property to the north, if that deal falls through, will we have another meeting?
I don't think so,
No.
because I think,
So if it falls through, then it goes back to the property owner?
No, it would remain a lot.
Okay, then they'd have to apply for access
Right.
again okay. Next question, if that property that's the larger piece, if that gets, say he changes his mind and he splits that off into a number of parcels, will we have another meeting?
Yes,
Okay, so before anything can happen with that, then that's,
correct. We're only talking about the configuration of the minor subdivision as it is presented.
okay, and
tonight.
he's presenting just a single access for those two properties. So if he changes that, wants a separate access, he would then have to come back here.
No, it's a secondary.
It'd be a county engineer thing.
Right.
Okay, and, okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
So lots 2 and 3 have to share.
Yeah.
So anything lot 1 would be the one to need a second or another. Yeah, Jerry doesn't buy it.
So I got a question, just to help her. Drainage issues go through the DNR, right?
Correct.
So then, you know about that?
Yeah, I got numbers.
Yep, so then that's the one that would help you out, that one.
Any questions or comments?
Nope, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
It's been seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. The public hearing is closed. Is there any discussion among us, staff?
Yeah. So just for the consideration of the planning commission, it did go through Crescent City Council, because it is within their 2 mile area for their approval. That happened on July 1st. The city did give approval to that. Each one of these lots would be provided with, city water from them. And, it meets all of the requirements of our subdivision ordinance and is kind of falls in line with those changes we made back in 2015, where if you can add a few more houses into areas that already have quite a few, fits for the best needs.
I make a motion to recommend approval to the Board of Supervisors.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Brett Larson,
Yes.
Lynn Leaders,
Yes.
Jill Chapman,
Yes.
Justin Schultz.
Yes.
Your applicant has been approved. And then, so
So I go to the Board of Supervisors now. Your recommendation for approval will go to the Board of Supervisors on August 13th. So on August 13th, there will be another public hearing held at that time with the Board of Supervisors. That's a Tuesday, 10 a.m.
Any other business?
What was that date? I'm sorry, can I?
August 13th. 10 a.m.
Meeting for next month already?
No applications.
Applications?
we have.
Somebody make a motion to adjourn.
Make them up. You just
There you
did.
go.
Okay,
Perfect.
very good.
Okay.
All in favor?
Motion second.
Aye.
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 There you go.
All right, thank you.